Hi, this is Stephen Watson. I'm recording more video documentation evidence. And these videos are not intended to go viral or even spread awareness, because I know about shadow banning, but serve as video documentation for my own case that I'll be pursuing. But I believe it points to counterterrorism abuse, surveillance abuse, and now use of force. The authorities are abusing use of force, and EMF in cities considered critical infrastructure have been weaponized with what I believe is solid state, directed energy, intermediate force capabilities. So I took a trip from Texas to Los Angeles, and on my way there, directed energy, intermediate force, was strong in cities like Dallas, Fort Worth, El Paso, Texas, all of Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, Phoenix, Quartzsite, Arizona. But on my way there, I could feel the directed energy, and I would see a sheriff car. He would pull in front of my car as I was driving and then take an exit or speed off. And that happened in El Paso. It happened in Tucson, Arizona. It happened in Phoenix. And when I arrived in LA, I was visiting my mom, who's a targeted family member. She reports, she calls it high frequency or directed energy, intermediate force. She says it, and she has trouble sleeping, etc. But we went to take a look at the fire damage. There was a big fire in, Los Angeles. Everybody probably saw it on the news a couple of months ago. And we went up there. We went up on Lake Avenue to see, the fire damage in Pasadena and Sierra Madre. And here comes a sheriff car, pulls up in front of me, gives me a mean look, and takes a right, at the intersection. Then here comes another sheriff car. It's kind of like the box. They call it, the FBI uses a box-in procedure, where as you're driving, cars you're surrounded, and they can box you in and stuff. I don't know if that's what it was, but here comes another sheriff car at the intersection. He stops and he's staring at me. And then as I'm driving up, here comes a third sheriff car. And I just found it very peculiar. So on my way back, I stopped in around San Bernardino, getting on Interstate 10, heading back to Texas. I was parked at a Walmart, kind of in front of a McDonald's near Walmart. And, I recorded the little BB. It sounds like you're dropping BBs on your dashboard, or these sharp clicks that coincide with, the sensation of directed energy. And then all of a sudden the directed energy stopped after I posted that video evidence. And as I was heading back to Dallas, I felt no directed energy passing through cities where I believe are weaponized. The EMF, electromagnetic frequency spectrum, is being weaponized. It's just not 5G and cell towers. It picked up again by the time I got to Tucson. It was early in the morning. I felt the directed energy, they like targeting the stomach. I could feel it in my head, the side of the head, coming through the window, beam through the window. And here comes the sheriff car. He pulls in front of me and kind of takes an exit, speeds off and takes an exit. So it kind of, it could be just coincidence, but it seemed like it was like a relay or something, where they monitor you on fusion centers, and the police are tracking your activity as you go from city to city using this technology. And the sheriff always pulling up in front of you is maybe intimidation. They don't want to get caught abusing counterterrorism and because it's a meal ticket or a paycheck to a lot of these contractors, law enforcement, even though the odds of a terrorist attack are extremely remote and rare. So anyways, that's my testimony about counterterrorism abuse. You know, it points to the militarized police, it's called military civil fusion or fusion centers, and the sheriff always pulling in front of me as I take a road trip from Texas to California.